Bob, Trade Genius, the 12th of April, and I have a lot to talk about today. Just a great day all around. So we had on the, and I'll start with the crypto side here, is that one of the things that we do is that we're not guessers. So, we know that the cryptos have been in a downtrend, consolidation, bear market, whatever you want to call it. But one of the things that I do and we notice is that if you're going to be adding into this downtrend, is you want to buy on the best possible day. And so my purchases are Wednesday night, Thursday morning, and I keep track of it. And I've kept track of it ever since the futures markets have come into existence. And so over 70% of the time that you're going to get a pop through the weekend, and depends on how you like to trade, is you could take some money off the table into the weekend, or you can just be adding like I do. But I also take half off based on an hourly signal too. And if you notice here is that there was a buy signal given. Here, let me get this. Here we go. So buy signal came in here, and still consolidating. But if you're trading it, you have to take the trades when they come in, or you put in buy orders, and then just out of the blue, you just got this rocket launch. And this happened with all the big three. And I'm sure Phil will have more to talk about this. But one of the things that we also did was, I mentioned yesterday, I was really pleased with the response we got from it, is that we added to our coursework on trading the cryptocurrencies, and we added one we basically call it crash proofing your cryptos. It's how do you trade cryptos when it's in a bear run or a bear trend. And I think we're coming out of it now, but if we roll back into it, or some coins are in it, just to teach you how to trade it. There's so many strategies, and you don't have to get out, or you don't have to hope, you don't have to pray. There's a lot of things you can do. And I just encourage you to take a look at that and take advantage of it. It's incredible work. You have Phil's lived through a number of these bear markets on these coins. So this isn't the first time Bitcoin and Litecoin have dropped from highs here. And so there are strategies you can take advantage of. I encourage you to do so. So now we just kind of wait and see how this goes. See if we're going to actually get start getting a higher impulse. One thing that I notice, it seems like whenever volatility starts to relent, is that you get these relief pushes in the cryptos, and also it likes to move with the market of late too. So it seems to be a liquidity issue, and then tax selling is over. So now we're just watching to see if we can get above it here. I'd love for it to flip on the vol stop. I'd love for this moving averages to come back up and get going, but I'll save all those details for Phil. For me is that I got another good entry at a price before the pop, and that's that was important from my standpoint, and the probabilities are holding true. Now I want to flip over to the future side, and I'm going to show you another thing that we do that is really good, and you can make money with this too. Is that we've had this out for quite some time. This is the day trading money machine signal that we have, and you get both. You get the arrows, and you also get this modified money flow. And if you were day trading SPY, or you could be day trading the futures using the same signal, is that I like the confirmation. This is based on money flow. This is based on stochastics, and these are volatility trend lines. And if you just look at these moves here, we had a gap and go, and you could took some off the table here. You could play Nadex with this as well. And when it made a bottom run here again, you could have bought again, and stochastic said, hey, overbought. You could have hopped off. And I like to trade it from one direction most of the time, because I think if you're in a bull mood, like we were in a bull mood today, the market's gonna always look to push higher. So for me, I just played it from one side. You get oversold, you buy it again, you know, right here, and you get these runs. Stochastic said, hey, we're oversold here again. Your choice. We're above VWAP. Hit VWAP. It took another run higher again. So this is a nice tool for you to be on the right side of the trade. It works really well with ES. It works really well with oil. It works well with natural gas. I mostly try to trade natural gas, but you know, of late it's been, the volatility has been sucked out of it. So I'm kind of, you know, drifting back to the ES side. I've been playing a lot of SPY options and ES trades. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. This was just market selling, 5-day. Just one thing to put in your trade thing. You got a 5-day high made. People typically fade that, and that would have been a good move. I was eyeing it on the Nadex side. I bought Nadex for today, and that's the other thing too. Is switching gears on the Nadex side too. Is there's probabilities by day, and by day of the week, and what week of the month. And today lines up as the day you go long, and I was long the US 500 in from last night, and you know, bought at the money and took it off at 92, and just sat back, made my budget there, made my budget here on the option side. Although I'm still in it, I'm running 265s for Friday. I rolled that into 267s for next Monday, and then I sold the 267s here, and they expire tomorrow. So I'm just constantly just trying to grind out cash. You know, this market, I think, you know, now with all the nerves going on here, you know, it may trend, but look the way it's trending. I'm going to flip over and show you the ES chart here too. This is on a 2-hour basis. I like to look at this, and I like to look at the hourly because it gives me a better trend with less noise. And I think people have been wringing their hands all week, but if you look at it from the open on Sunday into the week, you know, we actually been going up all week. It just didn't feel like it. You know, these exhausting plunges you get in here, but it's been grinding and grinding and grinding. And the second week of the month is typically not a bullish week until today, and so now looks like a bull flag here. This black line was overnight high on Tuesday when I was looking at turnaround Tuesday to make an Nadex play, and then it broke down below it. I just left it on there, and it was tapping it, and then it just busted up through it today. So now I'm looking at this area here, 2704, end of week, or right here. On I think Monday, I said that when I bought my 265s, I think I bought them last Friday. I said I think we'll hit 268. You know, we got as high as 267 flat. So not bad. It wasn't a guess. I was looking at the volume profile. It's another tool you have over here that was saying that was an area I think they were going to try to explore. So you can get the day trading money machine too. You can buy it. It's a great tool. You can get the tool for the cryptos, and you can get you know, Phil's coursework on the cryptos too. It's just magnificent work from somebody who's been doing it for nearly 7 years. Now I'm going to flip over to some charts here. First I'll show you what we own, and we've been in AG for a while, and I love these impulses, but it is gliding higher. It's going to be patience. They're fighting it tooth and nail, but I think if you zoom out on this thing, you're going to see that you know, next stop is we're going to go ahead and try to fill this this bottoming pattern up. I think we're going to get up here into the 7s and 8s, and then once we handle it, I think we're going to go double digits on AG. But I'm long. I'm staying with it. If it pulls back to VWAP, I'll buy. I was hoping it would pull back sooner, but it never really did. He just grinded it, so I'm not in a full position, but I'd like to be. Okay, we own DRD. It's just grinding away here. This is more of a lottery pick. When these miners go, I'm looking for this thing to double, so I just have a small position. GDX, we're in GDX of 2150. I moved the stop up today to 2220, and I'll be okay if it takes me out at some point. I'll just add other individual miners, or flip over to GDXJ. I'm showing GLD just to show you. This is a bottoming pattern coming in here. A lot of this is noise. And these lines here that you see here, these are volatility bands against the moving VWAP. And so, not volatility bands, standard deviation bands. And so, you know, when it pushes up like this, you can expect it to sell back, sell back, sell back, sell back. And the same here, you should be buying here, buying here, buying here. Now it's sitting here, so if it would come down to here over the next couple days or back to here, that's a good place to go ahead and put some calls in, okay? So, but it's looking good here. I think it's grinding out. At some point when that yield curve flattens, the miners and metals are going to go. That's why I'm building and holding and very patient. They're way undervalued. Replace the fangs for the commodities. Heckler Mining we own. It's also tracing out a bottoming pattern. And a small position, but I'm trying to get myself a little bit of variety. When these things went in 2011, you know, I also had Endeavor in here, and Great Panther, and Goro, and there's a lot of other ones. So I'll expand, and those are fun times. Those are crypto kind of returns when the metals and miners start to move, and you're playing with options. So get ready, it's coming again. Okay, just showing IWM here. This, a lot of it reflects the small caps and biotech moving higher, but you know, it's still pretty choppy. Okay, we bought lithium yesterday, LIT. I also bought LAC. I'll show that one in a second, but more personal. Just a tuck away. It's a small low price stock, but it's an American lithium provider, and put it into some of my other small cap stocks, and just want to wake up one day and have that thing either being bought out or rocketing because we desperately need lithium. But I bought this at 33,815, and it's a little grind higher today. Let me just show you. I'll show you LAC at the end. So I just wanted to show you a nugget here too. Is you know, one of the things too, if you like to trade, when it breaks over these volatility bands, I mean standard deviation bands like this for an ultra, you know, you can buy puts on this thing. It pays you, okay, and especially when it comes out of the top. Otherwise, you know, I don't like to go long these ultras because they tend to, the slippage tends to get you, especially with options. Okay, here's NVIDIA. The Qs the same way. The Qs are going to struggle. I think that if people like to play these pair trades, is that Q would be on the sell side of it. The fangs are done. They're putting a lipstick on that pig, but people are going to start moving away from it. There's some incredible technology out there that people are going to be protecting their privacy with, and Facebook and Google and all those guys are going to have to change their models. It's not going to be nearly as lucrative, and probably the same with Amazon. Although Amazon probably has a better thing because they get buying patterns, because people are actually buying from them. So we'll see how it goes, but I wouldn't be a buyer of fangs, that's for sure. Okay, here's SPY. We talked about SPY on the other side here. You know, it's just choppy. I'm thinking it's going to try to come up here and test this line between now, actually from the 9th of April, and you saw that on the thing, all the way through the 22nd is the lows on the 9th, the highs on the 22nd. There was a great guy that just published these incredible stats. That goes back 70 years worth of data, and something you should listen to. And it's probably good reason for it. Tax selling is abating, and people who are short are protecting it, have to take it off, and it lifts the market. So I wouldn't be surprised if sometime in the next 5 to 10 trading days we're trading at 276, and then we're going to have to wait and see what's going to happen. But right now, you know, it's you're going to have to play it from the long side. I wouldn't be shorting it here. You might want to sell calls against it, but I wouldn't be putting puts on just yet. We'll talk about SVXY soon. Once we get the futures curve on the VIX back into a normal pattern, I think we'll see this go from $11.60 to $21, $22. Okay, we bought Southwestern Energy pretty much at this price. I'm waiting for the next move higher on this. Energy names seem to be of interest. I missed the oil move because I was focused elsewhere, and but now I'm looking, sorry about that. And so I'm looking for Southwest Energy to push up over 5. In fact, to break this trend line here and to move higher. And this one here, I just want to show you. This is, I look at this thing. I'm going to zoom in on it. And let me get a little closer here. Is that this tells me what's above and below the 200-day moving average. And in April here, we're starting to get a bit of a turn. I think we have more rotation here than a crash coming. And I'm going to zoom out to a daily, get a better sense here. This flips around too much. And so when these flip, my vol stop lines flip on me here, then I think we'll move higher. And you can just see where the when this thing rolled over hard in February, and I think we're going to see a rotation out of the FANGs, out of the banks, out of international tech, and we're going to move into small cap tech. We're going to move into commodities and you know, metals and miners. So that's kind of where I see it. And so I'm watching this to see this here, and then I'll know that a rotation is complete. If we roll over from here, then I know everything's coming down. But right now it's looking fairly constructive. And then last here is I'm going to flip past UGAS here and UNG, and I'm going to go to well, oils. I think is just for tomorrow. You know, look for an opportunity to actually go long oil on a on Nadex. Fridays are tough to short. You know, it's 70% plus on a Friday that oil goes long, and so especially going into the weekend, whether or not we're going to be screwing around with Syria or not. You know, unless they really ramp it overnight, I think that would be a good trade to take on the long side. And then here's VVIX. VVIX is kind of like the VIX index, and it started to release, and that's why you'll see here with VXX now starting to release too. This has just been way overdone for too long, and I think it's going to come down to here over the next couple days. And I wouldn't be surprised to see 45 tomorrow and 42 next Friday. So we have puts on it. I'm going to roll mine for next week, and we're going to take it from there. And then finally here, not finally, well, two more, sorry, is we're in wheat. This is definitely going to be a good trade for this year. They can't get the wheat in the ground in Kansas. It's poor crops other places. The swing producer has been Russia. You know, their exports are starting to fall. They're running out of surplus, and I think we're going to see a good year in wheat. You know, I'm modest at this point. If I can get it to pop over this thing again like it did here in March, I'll take profit and then look for an opportunity to get back in again. But I think wheat's a good opportunity along with the other grains. Forget all the tariff news. It's noise. Okay. I'm not in WPM here at the moment. And then this is biotech. This was lifting IWM. And starting to get a little bit long in the tooth. And then here's XME. We bought XME, 3460 area, pushing up the VWAP. And so I'll keep an eye on it when it hits here. May take profit on it, or I may hold it as a hedge against my miners, because we seem to be yin and yanging here between industrial metals and miners and precious metals and miners. So I don't know how I may play it. I may add and reduce on either side, but I'll let you know what I do. But we're moving commodities all the way around. And then the last one I want to show you is Lithium of Americas. I think it's a little bit overdone on the short side, so I thought it was a good place for me to go ahead and put an entry in. And I'm just going to just sit on this thing for a while and see what happens with it. So it's not a market call. Just want to let you know what I'm doing. I like it, and I'm going to hold it, and we'll see if we can get a nice move out of it. So anyway, For tomorrow, probably not gonna do too much. I'm hoping oil comes back some so I can get into some of the drillers. But otherwise, that's kind of our plan between now and next week. It's a bullish week. Look for opportunities to go long or to harvest some cash out and make some money. And then we'll see when earnings season happens, see where the relative strength is. Thanks for listening. I'll catch you guys later. Bye bye.